Hello, Kurt Jackson, Retirement Income Strategist with KJ Financial here, with some questions that anyone in their 40s should be asked regarding the nationwide phenomenon of stressed state budgets. You know, we always hear about the budget deficits in the federal government, yet we don't hear near as much about budget pressures that states are experiencing. As you're thinking about where you want to live in your retirement years, here's some really important questions that you should be considering. Where will states get the money to provide the promised retirement and health care benefits for their workers? How will states continue to provide services? You know, as Medicaid reimbursements from the federal government decline, where will states get the money for the difference here? Won't they have to raise taxes? Won't they have to lower service and lower benefits? Won't maybe they end up having to do a combination of both? Or even worse, won't they have to borrow the money? Have you wondered why they have to do these things? Now, isn't it true that the states can't print money like the federal government does? So aren't the only people that states can get money from is their taxpayers and their property owners? Aren't you a taxpayer and a property owner? That should raise a concern for you. Would it make sense for you to reduce your exposure to those two things? Or do you not care how much money that the government takes away from you? Would it make sense to do something about it before the government takes away the financial tools that are still available to keep you in control of your financial future? If you have money saved for retirement, where is it? Is it in qualified plans like a 401k, 403b, 457 plan, or an IRA? Who's in control of those accounts? If you want to pull out money, what happens? Don't you pay taxes on that money? If you pull it out before age 59 and a half, what happens? Isn't there a 10% penalty? Don't you pay taxes on all of that? So who controls that money? Who really controls that? Is it you or is it the government? How easily could the government change the rules on that money? Does it make sense to have your money in a place so easily controlled by the government and so much out of your control? Would it make sense to explore other options, alternative options, to see if any of those might serve you better? And if there were strategies that you liked better, that better protected your money and reduced the risk of government changing the rules, would it make sense to do something about that now before something happens or that the government changes or something bad happens? Or would it make sense to do something before it happens? So if your answer was doing something about it now, maybe we should have a friendly conversation to see if there's any other options that might better suit you. And now don't worry, we've got our 5-star guarantee. That means that we're not going to talk for any longer than 30 minutes unless you want to. There's nothing for sale during this conversation. And when you walk away from this conversation, you're going to understand more about yourself, your money, your retirement, and all those things that we talk about. So when you're ready to do this, because you've got to be ready about it at some point in time, I would think, then give me a shout on my direct line, or which is up there on the screen, or email me at the information on the screen. Let's have a conversation. We can even do it virtually. We can do it online, over the phone and on a computer. So it makes it much more convenient and easier for all of us to get together. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a great day.